Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode on the Life Signatures Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is one of those episodes, one of those series that I do believe is one of the most important. We're talking about the subject of resilience, and I'll reveal to you exactly what it is. If you've been following what we have been discussing in the past 3 or so episodes, you realize how important this is. Because we're talking about leveraging the law of the unseen increase. There's something that I've just coined, or something that just coined. It's called the law of unseen increase. And I'm going to explain that. I've explained this to you in the past 3 or so episodes. And we are going to start talking about exactly why we should leverage on this law of unseen increase. The point is that whether you see it or not, in fact, you don't even see it. You don't see most of the things that are in the unseen realms. They're happening for us, going on for us, gathering momentum in the darkness, so to speak. We don't see, we don't feel, we don't touch, we cannot smell what's going on. Our senses, our 5 senses cannot have a grasp on what is going on, especially when we take action towards our goals. We want to lose that stomach. You start taking action and your eyes just see the stomach staring at you. And you feel like it's not working. And yet, let me tell you, there is something called the law of unseen increase. In the unseen realms, something is happening, and I'm going to explain to you why you should start trusting the law of unseen increase. Today, in this episode, we're going to start going deeper, so stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
If someone will just pull the curtain off of the unseen realm, and then we just see what is going on for us because of the hurdles that we've decided to jump, actions we've decided to take. If someone just pulled off this curtain that is blocking us from seeing the things that are moving on in the meta world, in the spiritual world, things we don't see. If we just could see what's going on, if we could see the fights that we are winning, even when in the physical it looks like we are losing, it looks like we're not making any progress, we will be astounded, we will be motivated, we will be inspired big time to take serious action, even when we are not seeing tangibly the value of what we're doing. You see, the problem with us is that we want to see value at the end of the day. We want to see value at the end of the week and at the end of the month. We want to get paid. We want to quantify everything. You see, Albert Einstein said something very powerful. He said, not everything that can be seen counts, or not everything that counts can be counted. Not everything that can be counted counts. And that's a massive statement to make. Not everything that counts can be counted. And not everything that is counted counts. That's a massive statement that we need to be aware of in life when we bring it into perspective. And I'm speaking to you people who have started something. You have a startup, you have started something, you want to build something. You are trying to reconcile in your marriage. You're not seeing nothing in the physical world, nothing countable. You want to lose some weight. There's a weight in the midsection of your body, and it's just come and it just increased, and right now it's just dropping under your belt. And you want to lose that thing. It's been 3 weeks, you've been trying to lose that thing, and you want to give up. Let me tell you something. There is something called the law of unseen increase. It is at work every single moment, every single time you go out there and you try to do something positive with your life. Even if what counts cannot be seen, what is not seen can count. And it actually does count. This is a very important subject matter. Because let me tell you, you have no idea how many people are giving up when the unseen world is actually on their side and it's supporting them. If they look on the unseen world, they're thriving. Their graph is going up. But people are giving up. People are giving up because their efforts cannot be counted in the seen world, cannot be felt in the seen world, cannot be seen actually in the seen world, in the empirical world. And we give up. I am here to tell you something is happening in the unseen realms of our existence. Something is going on. Our lives are not just in the seen realm. Our lives are also in the unseen realm. And there are very many positive and powerful things that are going on there in that particular realm that we need to be aware of. And we just need to have faith that at least something is happening. You've started a podcast. Have faith that in the unseen world you're getting some points. Let me just use that language. You're getting some points because that's what we want to see. You're getting some value. The points are accruing. You're getting some momentum. Some force is backing you up. It is not useless. Something is happening. Something's going on. So you need to rejoice. And I want to just say this. Today, tomorrow, and the following day, we're going to finalize this. But I want us to understand this unseen progress. Probably the question you're asking yourself, okay, I don't see it. Yes, you're saying that thing exists. How can I know for sure that it does exist? How can I know? Well, how do you know God exists? The atheist will tell you, where's the evidence that God exists? The believer will tell you, just open your eyes, look at the skies. Who made all this? And why? The evidence is there. It's all around us. The evidence of the unseen world is all around us. You see, by the time someone kills another person, it's the evidence of the unseen world. The premeditated murder. It was premeditated. The unseen world is in operation, my friends. More than you'll ever know. In fact, the unseen world in your heart and the unseen world outside of even your heart. More than you'll ever know. How do we understand this unseen world? How do we understand that progress is being made in the unseen world? Number one, realize that growth is in micro units. Please realize this. Realize that growth is in micro units. And I've said this, probably I need to say this again and again and again and again. Because when we take action, you know what happens? What we see? We see pain. We see feedback. We see embarrassment. We see failure. That's all we see. In the seen world, that's all we see. And little do we see progress. But in the unseen world, there are these micro units of growth and micro units of progress that are taking shape, taking place. And all they need, and I'm going ahead of myself, all they need is for you to gain some momentum. All they need is for you to help them with time and patience so that they can create a critical mass. There's something called obscurity. You and I should love operation in obscurity. Obscurity, what does that mean? It means you are not seen. You are not heard. It doesn't even feel like you exist. That's how Obama was operating. Obscurity, sheer obscurity. smoking cigarettes here and there, and just trying to do his life normally. Sheer obscurity. And then all of a sudden, the man rises up like seemingly from nowhere. But you see, what was happening was the law of unseen increase in his life. And I'm going to continue talking about this tomorrow, these micro units. The law of unseen increase is happening. It needs time. It needs for you and I to embrace obscurity. The problem with us is that we want prominence. Our existence, the way we dress, the way we show up in life, the things that we do are all geared towards us being seen, being known, being heard, being appreciated, being applauded, right? Being, followed. And I'm talking about followers in terms of social media. That's all we want. We do not want to operate in obscurity where you are expending your energies. You are trying to practice that speech, or you're trying to practice public speaking in obscurity. Nobody knows you do exist. Nobody has seen or even heard from you. You are seeking the presence of God as an individual over and over again, and nobody knows that you exist. Nobody knows. That's the same thing that happened to T.D. Jakes. Very obscure in Charleston, Virginia, some years back. Very obscure, but faithful. Growth was happening in micro units. T.D. Jakes needed one sermon on TBN, and the rest is history. But that one sermon was created in obscurity by the law of unseen increase. He says, T.D. Jakes, he could not, when they were praying for him, when he was an obscure person, he could not kneel to be prayed for because people will see the holes in his shoes. The unseen world is appreciating the efforts that you're making. And I wanted to encourage you today. I wanted you to know, and I'm going to finish this tomorrow, your growth is happening even when you don't see it. You cannot see it even with a microscope. It's happening in micro units. Growth, write this down. Growth is not only physical. All manner of growth has different spheres. There is the metaphysical. I don't know what that means, but I think it means the intangible. But there is also the spiritual aspect of things. And then there's the physical. Our problem, probably we are limited. Our problem is that we cannot see the other worlds. We only see the physical. And sometimes the problem with the physical is that it communicates only what we see. And sometimes what we see are just the negatives. We see failure. We see pain. We see embarrassment. We see setbacks. And we think that that is all there is to our growth. No. In the unseen world, there are some points that are accumulating, that are accruing. There's some residual points that are growing up in the unseen world. And they're happening in micro units. You cannot see them. They're tiny. Very, very tiny. So stay there. Stay faithful. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep podcasting. Keep speaking. Keep building that startup of yours. Keep knocking on people's doors. Keep practicing. Keep trying to create your voice and making your voice to be nice. Keep branding yourself. Keep writing those articles. Keep that blog up. Keep that startup going. Keep that YouTube channel going. Just stay faithful. Growth is happening in micro units. We're going to continue with this tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.